P500, investing in promising companies before they go public. Private real estate, infrastructure, world-changing technologies. This is called the endowment model. The endowment model has historically outperformed the traditional model of just stocks and bonds. If you're an accredited investor and want more from your investments, it's time to think beyond just stocks and bonds. Call Trajan today, 615-206-2200. That's 615-206-2200.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Civia Health is a local clinical research site network that works directly with the community to support clinical research studies focused on chronic and preventative conditions. We help people learn more about their health, access the resources they need, and participate in research to help find new potential investigational treatments. Those who qualify may receive study-related exams and care at no cost, and compensation may be available for time and travel. Start your health journey today and learn more about future studies. Go to civiahealth.com. That's CIVIA health.com. Make an impact. Get involved today.
This is Dr. Foley, Advanced Clinical Nutritionist DC. I've helped many people overcome thyroid issues naturally using the correct blood test and the right nutrition.
For a limited time, get your functional thyroid exam and blood test only $69. Call 615-333-0021.
From the Beacon Capital Management Weather Center.
Staying frigid the next few days across the mid-state. I'm WSMV4 First Alert Meteorologist Melanie Lative. High temperatures will struggle to get to the 20s today, but it's going to feel more like the teens thanks to the wind chill. We are going to see plenty of sunshine, but it's not going to melt away much of anything. Our lows overnight get down to 5 degrees. We'll stay around freezing for the next few days, not breaking above freezing until the end of next weekend.
Getting you through the lunch hour and into the second half of your day.
It's the Chad Benson Show
on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
What is up, my frozen friends? The Sports of the Chad Benson Show is powered by NCAA Nashville Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. Cold AF, as the kids would say. Ken, cold AF. As a fiddly stick as it gets, as a fudging as it gets, man. Fudging A. It is cold. It is freezing. It is weathergeddon. It is
You guys need to leave the potty mouth to me.
You know what? Settle down.
Now it's time for the Weather Wizard's Snowpocalypse 2026 update.
Tell us about the snow, Ken. Yeah.
All right, Ken. Cold. Nasty. I will tell you. What are we at? About 200,000 people power out? Yeah. It was, so our power went off. We didn't get it back until end of the third quarter, start of the fourth quarter of the Denver game. When our power went off, our house was about 68 degrees. We were down about 53 degrees. Charlie and I have like 9 blankets on the couch, right? Because she snuggled up next to me. She's playing video games because we have our battery banks and stuff like that. And it was freezing, and she came in and I got up at like 3 or 4 in the morning because she came in our bed, because once the power went off, the Embassy Suites next to us fired up what I thought was a generator, but then I'm starting to think it maybe was a 747. And on top of that, the smell was like I was on a runway with jet fuel. So, Yeah, that's what I was telling them. Because it was so loud and they were firing, but it came on, like our power came on for like 5 minutes and went off, then another 5 minutes and went off. Then it finally came on, but I had no idea for how long. We kept waiting for it to go off. It was like, okay, it's going to go off in any moment. It's going to go off on any moment. And then finally, boom, it stayed on. And I had to get up extra early. I recorded my show early today. So because the people that were there couldn't, they had to have it early today for my national show because they couldn't get in to their place in D.C. as well. And it's nature, guys. I talk about it messing you up. I'm not kidding. It's serious. It's some serious stuff. Yes. Yeah. And it did. I mean, it is, the walk in. So I walk today and staff's like, hey, put pants on. I'm like, whatever. I got 2 pairs on though. I have some long johns. So if I'm wearing pants, I'm wearing pants. So I got these the stuff normally I play pickleball in it when it's really hot so I don't get super sunburned. And it was super slippery, right? Once you in anywhere it was kind of dark. The sun though was shining on like parts of the building and big pieces of chunks of ice were falling. So I was talking to our boss, Paul, here, both of us, because he walked in, you have to walk in the middle of the street because all of the trees have collapsed everywhere. And they got the icicles on them. Yeah, absolutely. I was surprised about how bad the icicles were because we were talking to the other guy, Travis, one of the big guys that works here, who does the country stuff, and he says, talk about Colorado. My wife was talking about she grew up there. She goes, we don't get the icicles. Like they don't get them because they have the snow and stuff, but they don't get the icicles. He was like, I was fascinated by that. I'm like, yeah, I've not. I mean, in England, we got very few of this in the real cold winter. We would get the rain, and it would turn to ice on the ground. We never got the icicles like this, where it's dangling, and it's beautiful. I mean, some of it is gorgeous, but the roundabout, the trees on the little park over there, all of them in some way, shape, or form are damaged or down. Yeah. And then poor Bell.
Yeah, I have both a tree and a live power line on my car.
Let's hear for Bell. Bell came in via Uber.
Yeah. Yeah, our power was out, and I took a nap, and when I woke back up, it was on, and I'm thinking, oh, great, the car's free. So I go out and look out the kitchen window. The power line is still down, only the power is now on, and I still can't get into my car because the power line's laying on it.
Which I find fascinating that the power line is laying on your car. What if the only way they could keep power on for the whole neighborhood now is if it lives on your car?
Sorry, the rest of the neighborhood's not my problem. I don't understand why they would turn the power on, though, but not lift the power line off of the ground where it's not reachable.
Yeah, I find that bizarre. I find that so... Yeah.
Well, they have to know about it if they came out to fix the power. Plus, I called 911 to tell them.
That is, especially when it's on your car and you have to go in. And send him a bill for your trip.
No, Big Boss has already told me he'd reimburse me for it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I think Dan's here. Dan's across the street. I think he's staying at a hotel. Yeah. Dan and I were, he goes, dude, he and I were texting yesterday morning. He goes, do you have a weird feeling it could just be the two of us this week? I said, there's a chance. But we were texting back and forth with Matt. Matt's like, if I have to go out to my car on my phone, hanging upside down, I'm going to do this. And then he said, no, he's driving in. And he's picking up Jackson. He's picking up Jackson, too, because Jackson's like, I can't get in. And Matt's like, I'll get him. So I'm like, nice. But it's scary, dude. It's like when you think about like the ice, because I'm watching people. Yesterday, I was surprised how many people were on the road driving by. I was like, man, that's a lot of people out there. But today, I think, is worse as far as the ice goes. Yesterday was cold and freezing. I think today, as far as the ice, where you could see the ice, because a lot of the salt has gone away. You know, that's the other thing. I've seen nobody salt anything outside of a little bit the first day on Friday. Yes. And that's exactly when everything goes awry. And even today, I told my wife, when I got here, I was like, I'm surprised how many people are out there on the road because it's pretty slippery, you know, a lot of these places. Here's something else though. Check this out. Saturday morning, Ken, across the street from our house, we hear, there's dudes drifting in the snow in their car 100 miles an hour, going in circles, doing donuts. Because it wasn't ice yet, so they were donutted and up. Yeah. How long did little Fritz wait to go outside? Whoa, it's going for it all. Woo! I was on TikTok yesterday. I'm watching people try to get their dogs to go outside and go to the bathroom in the snow, and they would not do it. They're like, nah, I'm going to pee here in the kitchen. We'll be good. You can clean it up. Yes, especially little fellas. My dogs got all the way to the we walk into the garage and you have to go down the stairs to get to they have a little dog park. and it's covered in ice. They stood out front of the dog park when I opened the fence, and they just peed right there and turned around and ran back up the stairs. It wanted zero part of the cold. Yeah. It's going to be cool for the next few days. We're going to have all the latest up there. And of course, you've got us covered because we got that big, with that jackknife truck that smashed into the overpass or the signs. Oh, good God. And that kind of thing in cold weather with black ice that you never know where you're going to show it up at. No, sir. That is the danger. Got a lot of other stuff. Obviously, Minnesota, because I don't know if you've seen this breaking news, but it looks like Trump is going to be pulling a vast majority of the officers and agents out of there. He and Walz have been talking all day today. My source that I've talked to over the weekend said, let's just say Trump was beyond pissed at what happened the other day because he realizes this does not reflect well on everything. So we'll talk a bit about that. Super Bowl, pumped about that. We kind of got it right. We kind of got it wrong, Ken. Just a smidge, but it was a hell of a game. Talk a bit about that. And then Kanye with a full-page Wall Street Journal apology. It is insane. Well, you know what? It's Kanye. I mean, that's all you got to say. Every once in a while. Yeah, and he talks about it too. Full, I'm sorry, I was crazy. I don't think you guys realize how crazy I am. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. Yeah, Kanye, I think.
But is he giving refunds on the swastika shirts?
No. He did say they are, discontinued. So there you go. Yeah, he said he lost touch with reality. We'll read some of it. It's a trip. It's Kanye. He does Kanye stuff, and this is one of them for sure. All that and so much more today. Hope you guys do well. Reach out to us across all of our social media. Obviously, Ken's. What have we called your place, Ken? Have you come up with a name? Oh. Little table, little fella. That's right.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. How about Kentucky? I love that. So, So I'm the one that came in. Mar-a-Lago, apparently he'll be here. I don't know when he left. Maybe several hours ago. He took out the mushing dogs, and then he comes. So pretty excited about this. And by the way, guys, if you want to know what Greenland's like, it's not like this. All right? Greenland's warmer today. Just put that out there. All that, so much more straight ahead. Happy Frozen Monday. It is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
When news breaks, Nashville turns to Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
From local headlines to national stories, we deliver the facts and the insight you need fast.
The American can-do spirit lives in
Super Talk 99.7
more than a
WTN.
quick shave. It's bountiful
guys, Prize
optimism
Picks.
in the form of a
Amazing,
rich,
incredible
creamy
opportunity
leather.
abound
How's that
you.
for
You
American
guys-
ingenuity?
They gave you that
Barbasol.
max
It's a
discount
can of canned juice.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Hey, I am Brant, and her name is Sherry, and she's a friend and a colleague of mine, and we were just praying for her, actually, because she had a major surgery she just went through.
Yes, and I am very happy about something you actually talk about all the time, which is Medishare. That's right.
Of course. So what was your experience like with Medishare and your healthcare bill?
You know what? It was seamless. And that's such a blessing when you're already nervous about a health issue, which I was. Members shared my expenses. There were zero problems. And let me tell you, having people pray with you when you call in and it's just what you need, it's so refreshing.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. People love Medishare and saving tons of money. The typical family, Wanda said you can save $500 a month.
I am so thankful for Medishare. It's so different, and I mean different in a very, very good way, Brant.
It is a good difference. Call right now. They're so easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsements, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads.
You don't need any prior experience, and you can start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there too to level up.
With the Lance Classes online or on campus? Our ads never have those ridiculous fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out taxes. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Law Firm can help resolve the tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it.
I tell my patients the key to staying well is to pull out germs, mucus, bacteria, and viruses from the nose using the Navage-powered nasal irrigator. I irrigate my own nose daily with Navage to stay healthy and after seeing sick patients.
For drug-free congestion relief, trust #1 doctor-recommended Navage. Available online or in stores.
The lawyers and board decisions should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You know, the big wireless companies
for
say they have
My Window
discounts for
Company,
people
Window
over
Nation,
55.
and if you
But
need
unless
new
you're willing
windows
to
in
sit on hold and
2026,
ask,
call
you're
these folks
probably
like
paying
so
more
many
than
of my
you should.
listeners have.
At
They've got a
Consumer
great
Cellular,
deal
there's
going
nothing
on
to hunt
right now.
down.
Listen to
We're
this.
built
Right
for
now, you
people
can buy
50 plus
4
with plans
windows to
starting at
get
just
4
$20.
windows free.
And our
Plus,
100%
zero down,
US-based
zero
customer
monthly
service
payments, and
actually
no
answers the
interest for
phone.
2
Call
years. So if you're
1-888-FREEDOM
feeling
or visit
cold drafts in your windows,
consumercellular.com
maybe you're
today
seeing
and get your
fog
second month
rolled
free
around
for
the
a
frame.
limited time.
Maybe you're paying a
Taxes,
lot
fees,
more
and
for
other
heat than your
third-party
neighbors
charges
are. It is
See
time for new
website for
windows.
additional
Check out my
details.
friends
A smooth,
online.
close Barbasol shave
WindowsNation.com
lifts your
right now.
confidence. Your whiskers may fall,
All right,
but
guys,
today
let's talk
you
about
can
our friends
ascend
over
to
at
greatness.
Capital Management.
So lather up and dream
Taxes,
big.
taxes,
Just don't forget to
taxes,
pick up that
opportunities
gallon of
found.
milk on your way home.
There's a lot of stuff. One
Barbasol,
big,
it's a
beautiful
can
bill
of
for
canned
as you know, like Carlone.
Furnished by IntelliBrands. Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Get an Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact. Improve your flexibility and balance, strengthen and tone your legs.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better, and it makes me feel stronger too.
My circulation is moving. I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
It's so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. And for a limited time, get a free upgrade to our deluxe bundle with a faster motor, sport mat, and wireless remote. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212.
May with his hands under center, drops to his knee, and
At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Knicks, less, Broncos. It was a. I saw some of the highlights, but I saw the final four. Each team had to play the
And we are back.
But the guy that made the difference.
So many crazy. And where do you hear this Antifa guy calling for fundraising to raise arms to declare civil war against the United States, the Democrat Party? They're not on Team America. Let's go to the phones, Michael. Let's go to Jason calling from Kensington, Maryland. Hey, Jason, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
What a game it was. Amazing.
Hey, g'day, Chris. How you going, mate?
Very well. What do you say, Jace?
Desperation. Oh, I must have been out here doing a souvenir night with the snowplow. It's another part of my, one of my career. three choices, but I tell you what, these snowstorms are a great equalizer. I find that all the lefties right here just about ready to eat each other.
You got the Seahawks.
And it's the only time that a lefty will actually talk to me on my street because I've got the snowplow.
An all-around good
Is that right?
That's
fun. The Patriots, I think right now the Hawks
it
are
just
favorite.
goes to show you a lot of them lack a lot of situational awareness and common sense, and I find that with the left-leaning people that they're very alike that way.
Sam Darnold is playing out of his mind.
I think you're right about that.
And that defense
It's I always say the only
incredible.
time people in Washington, D.C. get friendly on the sidewalk,
on the
they'll
other
look
side
at
of
you,
it,
maybe
the
smile,
Patriots
say
got
hello
Vrabel.
during a snowstorm.
How many
and
texts I get
this
going,
time they all just stayed inside. I
They
noticed.
missed out on.
The Democrats.
I mean, he's got a chance now, there's no doubt. So it's
they're
gonna be a lot
not
of
really
fun.
on Team
It's
America,
2 weeks.
are they?
We're going to talk a little bit later
No,
because
they're
Trump's
not.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
So we'll talk
Being
about
blind
Minnesota, what's
doesn't
going on there.
always
You guys
look how
heard,
others
looks
may
like they're
think.
going to be pulling some, if not all,
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support and where I can be seen.
Innovative research, educational resources, supportive community. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is leading the charge in finding treatments and cures for blinding diseases. Learn more at fightingblindness.org. A public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
And you should
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages.
Information fueled, opinion driven. Super Talk 99.7.
This report is sponsored for 2025. In as little as 10 minutes, Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results. The best news, you can try
Beacon
Plexaderm
Capital
for
Management Weather Center.
$14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Call 1-800-598-6439. That's 1-800-598-6439. Or visit plexaderm.com/trial and be paid for by sheer science.
We are going to see sunshine,
It's
not
me,
going to
the
melt away
calculator
much.
that lives inside of a tax
Our
layer.
lows
I
overnight
love
will be
numbers,
down
like 100,
5
as in
We'll stay
100%,
around these
as in tax
next
layers,
few
100%
days, not
accuracy,
breaking
guaranteed,
above freezing.
and zero, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
If you qualify, Simply Free is available to a limited number of tax credits, age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See taxslayer.com. Eligibility
anything's possible.
Tax Slayer,
Especially
file clearly.
So, are you paying too much for term life insurance? A man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 in coverage for as little as $110 per month, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. Call Termbusters for a quote, 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing for auto payments for Vegas. Taxes and February 22nd.
Yes, sir. We have a lot of people responding by telephone, as you might expect today, and there's a lot to talk about because, hey, concealed carry and going to a riot and then picking a fight with the police in the street, and then you become a hero of the Democrat Party because, the Democrat Party loves street violence and mob violence, and they're not on the side of the United States. They're on the side of mob violence and not the rule of law, and civilization, civil society. They're against all that because they're Democrats, But I have audio that I look forward to sharing. You have a Democrat, Antifa guy, who's calling for armed insurrection because what the Democrats don't really have a lot of places left to go, do they? They're not on the side of civilization. So let's go back to the telephones for Michael. Let's go to Christopher calling from Lake Ridge, Virginia. Christopher, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
CJ presents the most passionate voices in the black community.
Christopher.
People in
hey, there you are.
Community.
Hey, buddy.
You get to know what people actually care about.
As a black man, why can't I be the first one in my family to graduate?
At the very
Why can't it be me?
your first 20 minutes there, but
Bold truth, conviction,
I may disagree with you
This
if you come into was it okay for this guy to do or not. Now,
okay for this guy to do what or not?
God chunk.
Are you the magic kid?
We're here to make your
You're
junk
an
disappear, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good pointing finger, ma'am.
My last bite down. The guy that pulled the gun.
Look at that stuff
and shot the guy in the back.
I should have done this years ago.
Here's the thing. I always
I never knew how big this house was.
2017, you'll remember.
Hey, you there, listening to the radio. Give us a call at 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
No one wants to deal with plumbing, electrical, or HVAC emergency. It's even worse
And that's all
when
she
you're
did.
not sure what
She didn't go down there
when
to
it'll
attack
get
law
fixed,
enforcement
or
or do
someone's
anything.
just selling
But
you something.
When that should be a lesson to everybody. It ended up badly for her.
I tell you about Heather Heyer. I remember her name off the top of my head.
Pricing. You know the price
That's
you're
her.
told is the
Yeah.
price you'll actually
And people
pay.
was indeed
Online
kicking
now
Nazi
at
ass, and one of those young
happyheller.com.
Nazis panicked and got in his car and zoomed out to get away, and Heather Heyer bit the dust.
That's right.
So nothing is going to work out well for you to go to a Democrat riot. Unless you're like a TV correspondent or something like that.
Monitoring stuff.
You can make it worse by going to a Democrat riot and carrying a loaded pistol. Right. And then aggressively.
What do you call it, Bill? What was his studio's name?
Kentucky.
He's out in Kentucky. In Weaver's Waffle House, broadcasting live.
He incite the situation and create the situation himself.
Oh, he did. And it's a terrible outcome, of course. Yeah, but I do believe when everything's said and done and there's the investigation, I believe that the idiot that shot him, if you notice the video, the officers that were on the guy, first of all, they're wearing body armor. You're familiar with body armor. I wore body armor in Afghanistan every day for 3.5 years when I was a diplomat stationed out on a fire base in the military. It makes you heavier. So if you've got 5 guys with body armor on this guy, you know he's a fairly good sized guy. They pretty much had him by every appendage. And when that guy started firing shots, they scattered like a covey of quail. When I first saw the video, I thought, geez, he must have tried to shoot them. Now he didn't. But anyway.
Well, I'm not sure that's certain. There was a big scrum, but I got to say, it kind of looks like the guy came out of the scrum with Alex's pistol. All the media are calling him Alex now, like he's a family friend.
Kind of thing,
and it did look like that, but you know that there's chaos going on in the middle of the scrum, and there's a lot that you're in the middle of it, you don't know, and it's true you might have body armor over your central torso, but you still get shot in all kinds of places, right?
100%. He has every right to have a gun.
I understand that. You shouldn't bring this. And nobody is totally safe when you're wrestling with a Democrat nut who's got a loaded pistol.
That's right. That's right.
Damn Skippy.
So I'm just saying that.
To have a gun.
I believe if what I saw and all this stuff, and I spent hours just looking at this stuff when I wasn't out trying to break the ice.
Screaming and yelling. That guy's screaming, thinking he's going to die, and saying he's going to die, telling people, put your cameras down and help me.
Because I don't think that the circumstances,
all of that is happening.
It was just him and that guy tussling, that's a whole different idea. But when you have 5 big guys with body armor stretching somebody out like a kid with a spider,
I guess it's
I don't think he was that much of a threat at that point. But again, the responsibility, like you pointed out at the beginning, goes back to that guy. He went down there not to just observe or take a nice little video with his cell phone.
And again,
he went down there to do what Democrats in Minnesota have learned they're supposed to do now from their governor and their mayor.
But it doesn't look
and that is assault policemen.
You can say everything you want about,
never works out well for anybody.
That's right.
Peacefully
That's
protest.
right.
You have every right.
Well, and you know, Christopher, your time in Afghanistan, you know perfectly well that we're watching videos in the comfort of our own homes from multiple angles over the course of time. You said you spent hours. When it's happening to the police, the ICE agent, the Border Patrol agents, they have a millisecond. They're not reviewing the situation from a distance and the safety and comfort of their own home. They're in the middle of a fight, you know, and they don't necessarily see the guy pulling out of the scrum with a pistol in his hand. They hear somebody yelling, "Gun, gun, gun!" Right?
The look.
Yep, that's what law enforcement officers are supposed to do when if there's any kind of antagonism going on, and they discover that the criminal has a gun, they're supposed to yell gun.
That's right. And they did several times. Somebody or several people yelled gun several times. And the guy, look, you want to go down and protest against ICE? Fine. You got a concealed carry? Okay, I've got concealed carry, multiple concealed carry. Great. That doesn't mean I strap my gun.
On the right that it said, whoa, no. And they're not happy. And Trump realizes, okay, this is becoming a bad situation. So you send Tom Hooman in there, somebody who, look, he's not smooth, right? He's not going to teach you how to Dougie, but he's serious. And he's going to come in, and I think he's going to calm some stuff down a little bit.
At least 20 Republican members of Congress have now called for an investigation of the shooting, and many have called for hearings on Capitol Hill. The chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, Republican Andrew Garabino of New York, says he expects the heads of ICE and Customs and Border Protection to testify before his panel in the coming weeks. Last year, the GOP-led Congress infused those agencies with tens of billions of dollars to vastly expand their ranks and their detention capabilities.
And this was not what we see the ICE. This was a Border Patrol agent, and they have every right to go after the bad guys. All of that stuff is true. And as one person said, the police left something out. When you're struggling with someone who's combative and find a weapon, you never assume any of those things. But I think we can recognize in this situation, right, no matter what anybody says, about the, whose fault was it or wasn't it. He's got every right to carry a gun. He does. He's got concealed carry, has every right to carry a gun there. He wasn't. The way that she and Bovino made it seem like is they came out and the guy was just pointing the gun ready to just take people out, which you guys all know is a bunch of baloney. Everybody knows it is. It is coming across where, first of all, the left is already a bunch of lunatics, right, who overdo it, blowing their whistles and being insane. Whatever happened to just your bad drum circles? Whatever happened to that? But you put yourself in a position where it's affecting your poll numbers. And Trump recognizes that. He recognizes he needs to get some stuff done and start to turn some stuff around. We have a history of moving from point A to point B, no matter how good you're doing for the most part. In the powers that be, who's ever in power, you know what? You guys are in power. You got the whole thing. Maybe we're going to even it out a little bit, and we'll give them the House. And there's a history of that. But you start putting this stuff in there, people are frustrated, and they're looking around going, we got to be better. We do. And I said today, and this isn't about Trump. This is about, I think, the people that he has put in this position, and Kash Patel and all these guys coming out, well, you shouldn't be able to go and bring a weapon. No, you have every right to carry a weapon. Am I wrong? Is that a no? You absolutely have your Second Amendment right to carry a weapon. So do I think that this is going to, I think that cooler, calmer heads are going to prevail in this situation because of the PR. The PR isn't good, and Trump recognized that. He was pissed because he knows who's that land on. Lands on him. He looks around. He's got Bondi, who's just flailed at her job tremendously. You've got, I call her immigration Barbie or whatever you want to call her. I don't think she's been great at all. I don't. You're calling this guy a domestic terrorist. You know nothing about this guy. Nothing about this. Nothing. And he's got a right to protest. These are things that our men and women fought and died for. Is we got liberty, we have freedom, we have the right to protest in this country. Should you attack a cop? No. But to say that he brandished a weapon or came at them with he had a 9mm handgun and they made it seem like he was just running down the street shooting. And that's not true. Now think of the average voter who doesn't pay attention like you, who doesn't listen or watch politics all day long, who hasn't chosen their side and their side can do no wrong ever, and I'm always going to vote that way. They're going to go, I don't know if I like this. I don't. I'm feeling like I'm not liking this. And so that comes down on the president because what happens? He loses seats. And do I think he's going to lose some seats? I think we recognize he's probably going to lose the House. The Senate is what he needs to worry about. And I don't know if he's going to lose the Senate, but what happens is, and you've got to get into a position where you feel like, okay, you know what? I'm doing what I said I was going to do. I've surrounded myself with good people, and they're handling their business. They are.
Republican Congressman Thomas Massey posting, carrying a firearm is not a death sentence. It's a constitutionally protected God-given right. The NRA even speaking out, posting, responsible public voices should be awaiting a full investigation, not making generalizations and demonizing law-abiding citizens.
And remember, Trump has a small, tiny lead in the House. A very small lead in the House. And because of that, there is a worry, you know what? If you start pissing some of these people off, maybe they don't get on your side. You only need to lose 2 or 3 and it's over as far as the House goes. So I think he recognizes that. And I think he also recognizes you can't, carry, you shouldn't be carrying a gun. You shouldn't be doing, all the things that they were saying that really juxtapose a lot of what we believe in our Second Amendment right, in our right to protest. I want the Republicans to win, but I don't want them to do something so ridiculous where it catches up to them. Luckily, they're going up against Democrats, which usually is their saving grace, because if they were going up against a party that wasn't absolutely insane, they'd have a much tougher time. But as we always talk about here, never, ever stop your opponent from screwing up. If they're beating themselves, let them beat themselves. So we'll see what takes place. We'll see how much is going to happen in the coming days, how much is going to change. I think there's going to be some, and I think Tom Hooman coming out is going to crack the whip a little bit. That includes the guys on the ground and how they're going to be handling themselves going forward. So we'll see. We'll see. A lot of stuff still to get to, including, yes, it's cold outside. Ken's going to have the latest. We're dealing with the technical problems. Our man, I see him in there. He's pushing buttons. He's doing all kinds of stuff. He's trying to land the plane, Bell. So if you hear just me and Ken and I are talking, then, that's because we're trying to line everything up and it's been kind of sideways. So we're working on that. We're trying to get that handled. We got a lot of other stuff to get to today. Some fun, some more serious, because there's some serious stuff going on out there. Iran, what's happening with that? Those numbers that we talked about a week or two ago of being 5,000, well, now those numbers are coming clear, and those numbers are nowhere near that. And now we're moving our boats back over there, and they're starting to cancel, like certain airspace is a no-go. So it isn't if, but when, but what does it even look like? We'll talk about that. Among other things, this is the Chad Benson Show. Bulwark Capital this week, my buddies over there who are amazing are hosting their New Year reset. It is a webinar. It's happening at 5:30 our time. It's Thursday, the 29th. It's about 30 to 45 minutes. Simple and easy. They're going to show you what they're all about. Show you over the last year, since January of last year, they're up about 52% over the market. And the reason is simple. They are global investors. They're looking not just singularly here in our, stock market, but globally, what's out there. And they're going to show you what they're all about. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. What can they do for you? It's absolutely free. It is the New Year reset with my friends at Bulwark Capital. You can sign up today. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. They'll also give you a Know Your Risk review on your portfolio. They go through the whole thing, talk about where you are in life and how they think they can get you to where you want to be. That's knowyourriskpodcast.com to sign up for the New Year reset webinar with my friends at Bulwark Capital Management. Knowyourriskpodcast.com. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk, not a guarantee. Past performance not guarantee future results. Trek 2605. Ken will have the latest, the weather coming up in a little bit. Boys, that's what he says. Meanwhile,
Ye has taken out a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal, apologizing for a string of anti-Semitic comments he's made in recent years. The hip-hop artist, who legally changed his name from Kanye West in 2021, says he is not a Nazi or an anti-Semite, adding, "I love Jewish people." The ad goes on to say that Ye is mortified by his actions and is now committed to accountability, treatment, and meaningful change. Ye says his bipolar disorder, which was left undiagnosed, was behind the controversial behavior.
We all saw the bipolar behavior. I'm surprised nobody else did. Oh, wait, I'm sure everybody did. I'm sure everybody saw his bipolar behavior. And you know what? I said all this. The sad thing about watching a human being like him meltdown, or anybody meltdown, is it's a meltdown in front of the world. Now, you're watching Britney Spears meltdown. It's sad because she's melting down in front of the world. You watch any of these people, like even Ye, they're melting down. He's melting down in front of the world. And you think about his kids, right? His kids live in L.A. I don't know if you're aware of this. Chances are the school they go to probably has a few kids who are Jewish. And probably has other famous people. And it's got to be a tough thing for them. But he wrote it's some interesting stuff. He's like, "I'm totally sorry. I was crazy. I was loony. That whole thing with the Nazi shirt. Woof. Oh. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that." But as he's saying this, right, and was it like a month ago, he goes to these rabbis and he meets with these rabbis and talks to them and apologizes. Then it was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, he's hanging out with Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, and all these guys. And if you know anything about Nick Fuentes, I mean, he is kind of an anti-Semite. Just throw that out there. Just a smidge. Just a smidge indeed. So we're working to get everything back up and running. We think we get it, getting close. Can you hear me, Ken? Can you hear me, Ken? I'm not quite sure if Ken can hear us. Maybe not. Maybe he can. Maybe he can't hear us, but he just doesn't come through. I don't know. But we're working on it. Do I have to do the news? Because I'm not very good at it, but I'll try. Make Bell do the news. Just, it's crazy. So, like, again, we're trying to feed everything through the board. So, like, some of you are like, "Hey, I hear this or I hear that." It's technology, and again, we're trying to run everything a certain way so you guys can hear all of us as we deliver stuff. And earlier, you guys could hear me, but you couldn't hear Ken on the YouTube, and we tried to fix that. And now, trying to reroute stuff it's a bit of a situation. That's what we're trying to say. So, we're working on getting that there. Several of you have chimed in, Sandra, about I said, look, we need an investigation, this whole thing, this shooting, and it can't be the feds and it shouldn't be the local cops. We need an independent investigation done on this. It's that simple. We need an independent investigation done. At some point, when are we just going to bring AI in that's going to be like oracles that have no feeling, or if you will, for lack of a better term, no skin in the game? And have an investigation in this. So, but no, I don't think the Fed should be allowed to grade their own paper on this one. Let me know what you think. Tweet at us, text the program, all the stuff going on. Hour number 2 straight ahead. More on obviously the power outages. We got traffic issues. We've got cold weather still here. A bunch of other stuff straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
With your top stories, and we are tracking the number of power outages out there. It looks like we're starting to make some improvement. At one point, we saw where Middle Tennessee Electric was up to 8,099 outages. They just posted on their social media. They have brought that under 8,000. Nashville Electric shows they're down to 169,000 from 173,000. And then Cumberland Electric showing 18,508 members affected by outages. That's down from more than 19,000. just about an hour ago. Now, we still have drivers who are getting into trouble out there on these roads. There's still a lot of ice out there. We still have 65 northbound between Harding Place and I-440 blocked by that tractor trailer that jackknifed and took down the TDOT sign overhead. Percy Warner Park, Old Hickory Boulevard is completely blocked by storm damage. That's between Highway 100 and Vaughn Road. We've picked up a crash now. This is going to be 440 eastbound, the off-ramp to go eastbound on 24. The off-ramp left lane is blocked there. And in the news, President Trump has approved an emergency declaration for Tennessee as the state responds to this winter storm. Governor Bill Lee announced the approval after submitting the request to the White House and FEMA. This allows for rapid, short-term federal assistance when lives or property are threatened. And Mayor O'Connell declaring a state of emergency in Davidson County, so tens of thousands, as you know, are without power. Actually, hundreds of thousands are without power. Nashville Rescue Mission offering beds, meals, showers, and space for pets and kennels. Fire stations and most police precincts are also open as warming centers across Nashville. Officials urging people to call 311 for outages and 911 only for emergencies. And you can go to tn.gov. TEMA has a map of warming shelters. You can check for one near you. 3 people have died as a result of weather-related incidents in Tennessee, none of them here in Middle Tennessee. Out of our nation's capital, Tom Hooman, the Trump administration's border czar, will be heading to Minnesota today to manage ICE operations there. The president writing on social media that Hooman has not been involved in that area, but, quote, knows and likes many of the people there. The president goes on to call Hooman tough but fair as he reported directly to him. This after the president told the Wall Street Journal his administration is looking into the fatal shooting of Preddy, saying they're reviewing everything and will, quote, come out with a determination. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right, we may be back up. Can you hear me, Ken? Maybe you can, maybe you can't.
Hello.
Ken, what's up? How are you? I missed you.
I can hear Brother Chad.
All right, good. We're back. We're back. Good. We need you, man, because all this stuff's happening out here with the weather and stuff. And oh my God.
Now it's time for the Weather Wizard's Snowpocalypse 2026 update.
Tell us about the snow, King. Yeah.
All right, the snow. Let's first and foremost start with how bad are the roads right now?
Well, the roads are still bad. I mean, officials are still saying stay home if you don't have to get out. And we've still got 65 northbound completely shut down there. That's going to be in between Harding Place and I-440. That's where that truck took out that EDOT overhead sign. Percy Warner Park, southwest Nashville, we've got Old Hickory Boulevard is completely blocked between Highway 100 and Vaughn Road. Then in Pleasant View now, Robertson County crashes off the road. Through lanes have been cleared, but you still got crashes off the road there. 24 eastbound near the McMahon Hollow Road overpass. And then back here in South Nashville, we've got a stalled vehicle blocking the off-ramp left lane from 440 to go eastbound on I-24. So traffic is still perilous out there in places. I know there are some places where it looks like, it's just wet, but you never know. You get tooling along, you're going normal speed, then all of a sudden you're hitting a patch of ice. Those are some of the things that you can run into if you're not careful out there, and that's why officials are telling everybody, if you don't have to get out, just stay home. And the outages, like I mentioned in the news report there, I'm seeing a little bit of improvement from NES. Their dashboard online is showing now 169,000 outages. That's down from 173 outages just an hour ago. And then I noticed Middle Tennessee Electric, their latest post on their social media showed they were under 8,000 outages. Cumberland outage map still showing 18,508 outages. And again, officials are, just being upfront with everybody saying it's going to take days for everyone's power to be restored because of some of the areas they have to go into and some of what they're dealing with too. What they were dealing with yesterday, once they would get one area fixed, as they were leaving, another tree limb would fall down, and they would have to go back and repair what they had just fixed. I don't know if that's going on today, but they are being upfront with everybody saying this is going to take days for everyone to be restored.
Yeah, and right now, so today's highs can be right around, 18-ish? Overnight it was 5. I took the dogs out this morning. It said feels like 1, but I don't know what 1 feels like. All I know is cold AF. And then you've got...
right now, Nashville...
You've got what? What is Nashville at?
I was just going to... Well, Nashville International Airport shows 19 degrees.
Whew.
How about that?
I might put my Speedo on.
I mean, I could tell. I could tell when it went from 18 to 19.
But the feels like still sucks.
It was that warm. Yeah, it's still 8 degrees.
Yeah. So, and then this weekend, another blast of cold air come Friday and Saturday where we don't get above, looks like 20-ish. So
I know, man. I don't know why people don't like winter. I have no idea why people don't like winter.
What they want, Ken? Okay, they want a few days of fun snow and then it to go back to 70 degrees. Without having to travel to the snow. They want to be like, hey, it'd be great if the snow came to me. We had a lot of fun, and we did a lot of cool stuff, and it didn't bug my power and all that stuff. And then it goes away.
Yeah, I'm seeing Thursday where we might reach 34 degrees on Thursday, but then Friday's high is 24. Friday night's low is 3. Saturday's high is 22. Sunday's high is 30. So, yeah!
Yeah. I mean, it is... and
I'd be happy if I just didn't have a power line laying on my car.
Yeah.
A live one.
A live one.
You know what? The one, I'd be happy if I didn't have to take Uber to work because my car could catch fire at any moment. I heard somebody earlier text in and say, Bell, just go and grab that thing. Should be fine.
Yeah, I'm going to take a pass on that plan.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's a balmy 21 in Lynchburg. Just let you guys know that.
Oh, yeah, boy.
That is balmy. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So, but we still have, a decent amount of power. And the day, I was worried about that yesterday. I was like, when I NES said, look, it could take days. And I'm like, no, that's unacceptable. It can't take days. I get it if you're way out in the middle of nowhere, why it might take a little bit longer. But in Nashville, days, that seems crazy.
Yeah, Nashville is interesting because people who have lived here for years know this, but you get off the interstates in Nashville, and I mean, you are in hills and valleys, and I mean, thick trees. Some trees in some neighborhoods are thick with trees.
Yes,
and it's difficult to get in there, especially whenever those trees are down.
Yeah, I lived in Arizona for the last 9 years. Let me tell you, we didn't have trees, okay? Because our house had a tree. We had two houses. We sold one of them. It had a tree. People would come just to look at the tree. Our other house has cactus in front of it. No trees anywhere. No trees anywhere.
Right.
But, by the way,
I'm looking at
a lineman just texted in 148 broken poles. Lots of trees and lines in the back of properties. We are freezing and dealing with everyone out looking and asking how long it's going to take to get the power on. You're the man. Keep kicking ass. And people are just frustrated and cold. But you know what? If you see them out there and they're doing their best, take them a cup of coffee or something like that. Ask them if there's anything you can do because they're out there busting their booty while we're all trying to sleep under big covers at night.
Yeah, some of these guys, they've been up for, a couple of days now, and they're going to be. And exactly what he just described, that is exactly what it is like. I mean, this is a historic storm, boys. I mean, this thing, this may be the worst ice storm. Well, I know a lot of Nashvillians are saying this is the worst ice storm they can remember since the one in 1994. Which apparently was a very bad ice storm for Nashville, but this thing may be worse.
My buddy who is on the air out in Indy, he was joking about the South, because we get some ice and stuff, and they're like, they got feet of snow and all this kind of stuff. But then he says, all kidding aside, they're not used to it. Like they said we wouldn't be used to if all of a sudden we woke up and they're like, there's going to be a giant hurricane that hits Indianapolis. They wouldn't know what to do where we're used to a different kind of weather. And this is one that just is that's not on the bingo card.
Well, and the problem with this too is the snow is one thing.
Yeah.
It is the ice. It is the rain that started falling early yesterday morning. That's what is causing this. Some areas, there was at least an inch of ice on tree limbs. And you're talking about hundreds of pounds on these tree limbs, and they can't stay up.
No, they can't. When on my walk in today, I took a bunch of pictures. I'll send them to you guys. The freezing cold, you just don't even realize how big some of these icicles are on these tree limbs, and on each individual small, if it just has one little branch, it's got all these things on it, and you're like, wow. Even I walk by one, I'm like, and it's on the ground. I'm like, how hard is this thing to even get off? It is solid. Like you have to break the tree limb just to get it off.
Yes.
So it's going to be cold though for the next couple of days, and that's the other thing. I mean, this stuff. I mean, I can guarantee you by this weekend, this stuff is still going to be sticking around because it's not going to really warm up.
Right. The good thing is we need the sun. We need for clouds to stay away, and we need for the sun to beam brightly, because even in the freezing temperatures, the sun, if it's directly on the ice, it will melt it. And that's what we need. But then comes the problem at night whenever all of that melt starts refreezing. especially on these roads that everybody keeps trying to drive on.
Somebody just text something. If NES would do year-round maintenance on tree, that would be good. And by the way, this is something that is not just an NES thing. California Gas.
Well, they do.
Yeah, but
they do. They go out and they trim. They go out in neighborhoods and they trim the trees back from the power lines. But
they also have a line. They also have a line to call in if you think that there's a problem with the tree around your power lines.
Yeah,
right.
And
it's not like you have to sit and wait for them to show up. You just have to call and let them know they need to.
And this is one of those things. You can go to any state in America and they all say the same thing. It's like, why aren't they doing certain maintenance? There's only so much they can do, right? There isn't like 50,000, tree cutters out there that are heading out every single day looking for something. But when it comes is when the thing is, it's fine until it happens. And then you notice, well, they should have done this. Well, maybe some people should have called. Maybe you should take it upon yourself. Hey, I wonder if some of this stuff is going to get crazy, especially with the winter, and end up tipping over, crashing into my house, breaking Bell's car, whatever it is.
Right.
You could do that too,
Yeah.
How bad now?
You got just walk your property and look, and if you see tree limbs next to the lines, call NES.
Yeah.
Say, hey, they'll probably come out and check.
Yeah, which is a good thing. Again, and yeah, should and like you said, like we knew this was coming. Should maybe over the last couple weeks that, maybe some people get out there because we're blessed, coming from a place where I always choke, and this, Ken, I mean, you lived in Oklahoma, but you get out to some of these places, there's no trees anywhere, right?
Right.
Some of these, like trees, my kids are so thrilled to see trees because they've grown up not seeing trees. There's just nothing around out there, except for cactus and stuff. And it is so green and it is so beautiful, but that comes with its own danger.
Oh, it does indeed. It does indeed. And I've got I'm lucky here in Murfreesboro where I live. Our neighborhood, all of the lines are underground. And I don't know if that even makes a difference. I mean, I don't know if just because your lines are underground, a tree limb that's iced over taking out a line somewhere else in town wouldn't affect underground lines. All I know is the more than 10 years we have lived here where our power lines are underground, we've only had one power outage that I remember, and it was by design. It was the 2022 rolling blackouts that TVA was telling their members to do in order to keep the grid from being overwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it shows you, though. I mean, the underground, because a couple of my friends were texting me. They said, you guys got to start getting those power lines underground because it is a helper in that sense. And like you say, though, it's like a domino effect, right? Just like with the air flight. If that is connected somewhere down the line and the trees fall and break it, well, the line's broken no matter where you have it after that, underground or not. It's while there may not be an issue there, there's still going to be an issue with the power lines that aren't underground that will connect with yours.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
A lot of stuff going on today. Obviously, we got big news coming out of Minneapolis. We'll talk a little bit about that more, obviously, on this. Travel has been a nightmare. A lot of people, B&A. I think they're trying to get some people up, but you know what? I got to be honest with you. The thought process of, I want to see you guys de-ice this thing like 50 times before we take off, because ice is not a good thing on an airplane. It is not. So we'll talk a bit about that, among other things. Reach out to us across all of our social media. It is the Chad Benson Show. Happy Cold Monday. Super Talk 99.7. All right, guys, talk to you about my friends over at Relief Factor. They are absolutely amazing, and they've got something going on right now. So 3-week jump start. It's $19.95. My wife takes it. I take it. Many people I know take it. I tell everybody, if you have issues, especially with inflammation, which is going to be a big thing you're going to hear a lot, because a lot of what we're doing, especially with some of the food we eat, but as we age, inflammation is a big deal. That's where those aches and pains, especially in your joints and your muscles, come from, and this will combat that. And you watch over a week or two, you're going to feel a huge difference once you start taking Relief Factor. Now, it's $19.95. It's a 3-week quick start. It's going to make 3 fatty acids. It's got resveratrol, all this amazing stuff in it. I've been taking it for a while. My wife, it has changed her life in a major way, where there are days when she used to just couldn't do anything because she was so sore. Now, no, not a problem. Thanks to Relief Factor. Try Jumpstart Trial Bag now. 3-week quick start, just $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800, the number 4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
Drivers, we've still got 65 northbound between Harding Place and I-440 shut down from that tractor trailer that took out that overhead TDOT sign. We'll get you an update on the power outages. Also, a growing number of Republican members of Congress are getting worried about the shootings in Minneapolis involving federal agents. Got that and more coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, it's not just you? No, it's not just me. Sports with Chad Benson Show brought to you by NCA, National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. No, it's not just me worried about that and the way it looks. It's others as well. So I want to point that out. And everybody's like, it's only you, Chad. It's only you and Bell. And several people are like, well, I wouldn't take a gun. I'm like, why? It's your right. Am I wrong? I mean, that is your right to take a gun.
You have one right, and that's to bend the knee to government.
Yeah, that's what they would like. That's what they would like. One right, yes, sir, you have the right to legally carry, but smart Americans wouldn't get into a shouting match with law enforcement. He was 100% wrong. You have every right to get into a shouting match. The goal, here's the thing, we have freedoms in this country.
You can legally flip a cop off.
Yeah, we have freedoms in this country. Freedoms that we're allowed to exercise and we should. And many people don't understand that. And they're afraid. It's I'm not saying what he did was 100% the smartest thing in the world. Look, I'm not saying that, but he has the right to do that. He has the right to, just like all those people, as annoying as they are with their stupid whistles.
And their pink hair.
They're pink, mostly their whistles, man. Those whistles. Ah, God. It's like with the World Cup 2010 with the Vuvuzela, which was this, in South Africa. Oh, God. It's just so annoying. But you have a right. It's okay to exercise the right. Look, here's the thing. Being stupid, you have a right to be stupid. It doesn't always work out for you, okay? Sometimes it works out poor. But you have a right to be stupid. And I've had several people text me, well, that was wrong that he took him there because anybody who's taking a gun to a rally is probably going to use it kind of thing. Well, that's silly. That's like saying if you take a gun inside of a Walmart that you're probably going to use it. You're going to be a mass shooter. Well, no, it's different. Why? Because it's you? So by the sounds of it, they're going to allow the local. I wouldn't let the local do it either. I wouldn't let the local. And I wouldn't let the feds. I would bring in, Angela Lansbury. That would be, somebody said, or I said Angela Lansbury. Somebody said Axel from Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we could bring him in, right? Somebody like that.
Bring them both in.
Yeah, there you go. Angela Lansbury. What can you do? Murder, She Wrote. Matlock, where are you? Where's Matlock? You know he'd get this solved. And he'd do it in 60 minutes.
Well, actually, 46.
46 minutes. You're correct. 46 minutes. 46 minutes. Everybody's like, but he didn't have an ID. Says them. Because that's been juxtaposed already by several others. Said, yes, he did have an ID on him. So who am I to believe? Who am I to believe?
Believe the person that says the thing that you like better.
Yeah. Jason says he snowed in. Can someone bring him water? No, we cannot, Jason, because we can't get out there. I can't walk that far. First of all, it's hard to walk because I'm wearing 2 pairs of pants.
I'll take him some whiskey, but I ain't taking him any water.
Remember when you were a kid, the St. Bernard would bring you, they always showed you the St. Bernard coming out and he had the little
barrel.
The little barrel, and he was just going to give people, I can't save you from the avalanche, but have some booze.
I'm not old enough. This is an exception.
Yeah. This is an exception. I'm not. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. But again, this is. Think about, and this is, I know for a lot of people, it's a little tougher thing to do out there because you believe what you believe, which is phenomenal. Think the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is this helping me win in November? Is it? Is this situation helping me in bringing back those independents that are frustrated? Is this helping me get over the line? That's what you have to think about. Not whether or not you thought it was fine, blast him, do whatever. It's like, they should go harder. Because that's ridiculous. Think about the bigger picture of there's an election coming. Midterms are important. If you don't sort this out, you're going to lose the midterms. And then what's going to happen? Potentially, if you lose the Senate, it's going to be investigation alley. Impeachment? Probably not. I think cooler heads will prevail. And they don't want to turn Trump into a martyr, but still. Yes, Bill. Okay, you want to say something?
No, it's just, it just stuns me the way so many people that call themselves conservatives claim to be anti-big government.
Yeah.
We want small, limited government. We want small constitutional government. But then when the government does something, they're the first ones to run out and defend government action. Big government bad, big government enforcers good.
Exactly. And look, the look matters in a lot of things. And we know this because we live at a time now when that moment will be frozen in time. And what did Winston Churchill say? A lie will be halfway across the world before the truth wakes up. And it went from Renee Good to the 5-year-old little boy to this guy. And by Wednesday, Thursday, we'll be on to something new. Because that's how it's like drinking from a water hose all the time. And unfortunately, it's a frozen water hose. All right, coming up, we'll have more on what's going on outside as the cold continues. Lots of flights couldn't get anywhere. The amount of flights that were canceled, tremendous. And even today, talk a little bit about that, more on what's going on in Minnesota, among other things. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories, tracking the power outages across Middle Tennessee from the devastating winter storm. We still have around 200,000 Middle Tennesseans without electricity, crews working around the clock to restore them. But some of these areas are hard to get into, and they are being upfront with everybody, saying this will take days to restore everyone's power. You got a lot of folks out there still trying to get around on the roads, and that is ill-advised, according to most officials who say if you do not have to get out on the roads today, do not stay home. We have had some unfortunate mishaps out there. Right now, we still have 65 northbound completely shut down between Harding Place and I-440, where a tractor-trailer jackknifed and took down the overhead TDOT sign. Traffic is being diverted onto Harding Place. Percy Warner Park, we've got blocked. This is going to be Old Hickory Boulevard, completely blocked between Highway 100 and Vaughn Road due to storm damage. Then in Robertson County, crashes off the road, 24 eastbound near the McMahon Hollow Road overpass. Back here in Nashville, got a stalled vehicle on the off-ramp. It's the left lane blocked. It's the 440 eastbound off-ramp to go eastbound on 24. Warming shelters are open across Tennessee. In Nashville, that includes 2 Nashville Rescue Mission locations serving men, women, and children. Also, they have kennels for pets, they say. The city has also opened nearly 40 fire stations and most police precincts for people needing warmth, though beds are not available at those sites. Transportation to shelters is available through Mobility Solutions, while WeGo buses remain off the roads. And you can also find warming shelters near you by going to the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency website. In our nation's capital, a growing number of Republicans in Congress are voicing grave concerns about Saturday's shooting in Minneapolis. At least 20 Republican members of Congress now have called for an investigation of the shooting. Many have called for hearings on Capitol Hill. The chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, Republican Andrew Garabino of New York, says he expects the heads of ICE and Customs and Border Protection to testify before his panel in the coming weeks. Last year, the GOP-led Congress infused those agencies with tens of billions of dollars to vastly expand their ranks and their detention capabilities. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Ooh, cold. That's why you need my friends over at USS. Now, maybe some stuff's already happened and you realize, there's some water where it shouldn't be, some leaking, maybe some pipes. That's where USS comes in. It's your home. They recognize that. It's a place where you're making your memories, you work hard, and you want to protect it. USS is there for you. They're the experts. They're going to find out what's going on with your basement, your crawl space, why certain things are wet, and they're going to get on it right away. They're going to come out and give you a free consultation. They'll go through everything. Maybe you've got issues when it comes to poor drainage, some small cracks in your foundation, even some plumbing leaks issues coming because, yes, of the froze. Ooh, yeah, they get it. We had them on last week. They're amazing. They want to make sure that everything's taken care of. And several of you, I know, are probably going to need this in the coming days. At United Structural Systems, they're more than a team problem solvers. They're your neighbors. They're there to help you, and they care about their customers. Visit USSTN.com to learn more or call 615-488-7855. That's 615-488-7855. At USS, they're more than waterproofing. They're committed. They're trustworthy. We are USS. You know, normally we do this on Wednesday, but our good friend Kylie, she's been very outspoken. I don't know if you're aware of this. She's always been anywhere that anything crazy can happen. But she's talked to a lot of people who know a lot of people who know a lot of people that work for ICE, and she's got something to tell us all.
If you need any more proof that ICE agents are losers, this is what they're like in real life. I found a Reddit thread that is fascinating, and most of the people posting have direct interaction with those who have enlisted with ICE. I say enlisted because they're operating very much like a military, especially in Chicago. The first interesting case, number one, is a man from the UK who's living in the States. And yes, he works for ICE, and his entire family was like, are you stupid? You're going to help deport people while you're not even an American citizen yourself. Embarrassing. Number two, this person's family member has a massive gambling problem and failed while trying to open a brewery, and so he is trying to be an ICE agent for the money. We have case number three, which is somebody who is known to have a quote low IQ and not a lot of talents or skills, so they're hoping to join ICE. And finally, number four, this person who proctored the exams for ICE. I find this really interesting, that they're the most egotistical that this person has ever encountered, and that those people are the ones who subsequently become ICE agents. So yes, these people are in it for power, and they're in it because they couldn't make it in any other aspect of their lives. And they want both revenge and immunity for their crimes.
Oh, so strongly worded. When did they deport her? Because I feel like she would be deported because she'd want to feel the experience.
Yeah, so she could take her white savior attitude and go, look, I'm with you guys. I'm getting thrown out too.
I too was deported. I went
to wherever they sent her. They would just send whoever we sent them to would send her back.
Oh, they'd send her ass back in a heartbeat.
And then tariff us for sending her over there.
It's like one of those things where you pull up the net in fishing, and you're like, oh, that's a stonefish. You don't want that. That'll kill you. That'll bit you to death. Nope. No. Get that out of here, please. Ken, did you see how many people they think they've killed in Iran?
I heard you allude to that earlier. The last number that I saw was 5,000, but I have a feeling that it's gone much higher.
30,000 is what they're thinking.
I would not be surprised.
And the regime supposedly a while ago issued a shoot to kill when it comes to protesters now.
At least they're not going to execute them.
No.
Wow.
Kristi Noem's like, that's what I've been telling everybody. So
have the protesters gone back out? Because the last I saw was that, that the protests had stopped.
Well, it stopped because a lot of people were trying to bury, right, and have funerals.
And they were scared.
So, and, it's this weird thing, right, where I don't want to get involved with Iran. And somehow we now are. And then Trump promised them, hey, keep going out there. Help's on the way. And then then Trump came out and was like, they said they weren't going to kill any more people. And come to find out, sounds like they're killing a lot.
No. They said they wouldn't execute any more people.
Well,
but
like execute, but like hanging, but they'll shoot them dead in the street.
Exactly.
So
you got to understand the nuance, Chad.
Yeah. And what are they saying now? They've moved. Our big ships are coming back from the Caribbean after we Operation Take That Guy, or whatever they call that. Leave the old person in place, but take the older person in place.
Operation Zoo Animal Dinner.
So once we had him, and but I go back to this, Ken. There's still nobody that you can point to on the ground in Iran that is the opposition group of people. And you need somebody like the Shaw's son is not it, no matter what Lindsey Graham swears by.
He's probably not going to go back.
No, they don't want him back. You haven't been here since you're 60 now, 62? You've been here since you were, what, 16? Nobody wants you here. And so the question is going to be, okay, let's say we do something, because it kind of feels like the Europeans have restricted airspace. Israel the other day, they had a couple planes leave and they brought him back immediately. UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, all of them are suspending flights. And there's a sense now that something is going to happen. But what does that even look like? Because if there's nobody on the ground that's going to take over, it's hard to have a regime change at that point.
And at this point, you usually have seen somebody that the CIA has been grooming.
Yes. Yeah, somebody you would think would be groomed. But the thought has been that it was going to be, the Shah's son for years. The Mossad, Israel's been paying the dude to sit around and be the biggest playboy in D.C. It ain't going to be that guy because they don't want him. So now what? Now, you know what I mean? Is there somebody? And let's be regime change, because Lindsey Graham really wants regime change. He is, again, I say it over and over again, there's never been a place outside of a woman that he doesn't want to invade. Oh, Chad. I don't know. Just so frustrating indeed.
I want to know if, Lindsey walks into a missile production facility and he sees the product being made, does he get excited? Or
yeah, totally. He's got the O face. Oh, go see Office Space if you know what the O face is. It's totally
dude.
He's totally got the O face. That's one of those things that guy talks about wherever he goes. People always talk about him doing the O face. That actor. It's like what's his name? My name is Jeff. My name is Jeff.
Well, and the actor who played the O-face guy, he looks exactly like somebody who would use the O-face.
He looks like such a douchapalooza. It's the O-face. Oh
my gosh.
Oh my goodness me. I saw the highlights. I did not watch it live. It was on Netflix. And if you didn't see Alex, I think his name is Honnold or, like Arnold.
His name is Nuts.
Yeah, his name is Nuts. He climbed the Taiwan Tower 101.
He's done it. Alex Honnold has made history again.
Ken, he's a free climber. He's the guy that they did the documentary about him free climbing El Capitan, which is this very dangerous thing. He uses no ropes. All he uses is his hands and his feet.
That is insane.
So he climbs this thing. It's like 1,700 feet in the air, and did it live in Taiwan. And they announced it. And my whole thought process, and you listen to the announcers, because there's one announcer who, let's just say he's uncomfortable.
Put your other hand on the thing. Why is it's just one arm and it.
He's shaking his hands. He's resting a little bit. He's putting chalk on his hands. That's going to absorb the sweat.
So can you just take a step back? You're making me nervous, man. Can you just
Can you
say
I'll go ahead and get back on the building and start just holding on.
You're freaking me out.
All right, see you guys in a little bit. I'm going to keep
All
cruising.
right.
So I was telling Belle, he's like more than halfway up there, and he's just standing. He gets to a point where, it's a straight climb, and then there's like some ledges, and then you have to go in a little bit and then climb higher. And he's just standing on the ledge like he's Spider-Man, like it's no big deal. And the guy's totally terrified. And then he gets up even higher, and he puts remember when you were a kid and you would be on like the monkey bar and you'd put your legs up there and you'd swing upside down like a bat? He's doing that at like 1,500 feet.
Good grief.
Yeah. And my thought is, though, they're doing this live. What if? I mean, part of the reason you tune in is the what if. I don't want it to happen, but what if? What if he falls 1,700 feet? Ooh.
Yeah.
And he gets up to the top, and it's this tiny thing about the size of a I don't know, a couple dinner plates or whatever, and he stands up there, takes his picture, and then he goes down, and there's a ledge or like a deck, and then I guess that's how he gets down. His family was up there. But I was telling Belle, guys like this who are amazing, and if you've never seen him, he is incredible. And the thing he did at El Capitan, like nobody does that, and he was the first one to do it, and they did the documentary. I think it got an Oscar. It's always, though, somebody like that. It's kind of like the crocodile hunter. It's the thing that we could climb that he makes a mistake on that ends up taking him out. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's the guy you want leading your Boy Scout troop on a hike through the woods.
No, God, no. No.
He sees a cliff and he says, let's walk right along the edge.
Yeah, but that's the kind of thing where he's up like 20 gazillion feet, and he's doing it, and then he's doing like the kiddie thing where he's teaching and he slips and falls. It's always something like that, like the crocodile hunter, right? Where he got attacked by what?
Yeah. Stingray.
A stingray. Or as, Norm Macdonald put it, one of those gay fish.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This guy, people like that, they're just wired differently, man. I don't get it.
They are, is right? They are wired different. There's something about that in your brain that takes away, the fear allows you to focus more, and you feed off the fear, and it calms you down. There's just something about that, because watching him and you're thinking, and there's a reason, like you said, there's a reason people watch it, because it's neat, but there's also that it's a possibility. It's like those people who tightrope across, back in the day of the Twin Towers.
Yeah. Who was the French guy that did that?
Oh God. Yeah. Who was that?
I remember that.
There was a family, right? And there was one guy, an old guy who did it, the family, and he died. Doing, what he loved. So
I guess that's the best way to go.
I'd be afraid my sandwich would fall out of my pocket and I wouldn't have anything to eat.
Yeah.
Well, what I find utterly ridiculous is if they start to get leg cramps, they have to do a handstand.
Oh, God.
I mean, a headstand on the wire till their legs relax.
Yeah. But then you go back and you look at like the turn of the century when they're building skyscrapers and there's dudes up there, eating
no
lunch.
Belts,
no belts, no nothing. Right? I mean, no nothing. They're just doing their thing. Man, that's a hard way to earn a living. No doubt about that.
I saw an old piece of film of a guy building a skyscraper in New York, and he was doing that little silly Irish jig on one of the beams.
The Walendas, the flying Walendas, right? Is that what they were called? The Walendas? They're Walendas. They weren't flying, because if you're flying, chances are you're not doing well.
No, the flying Walendas was a circus act.
Was it? God, the tightrope people. There was a movie a few years ago that came out that had the dude from Third Rock from the Sun, the young kid. Forget his name. He's a hell of an actor. Where he played the guy that walked across, in the 70s, then.
It was called Wired, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what it was called. But that was insane. No, it's the Walenda family, multi-generational circus troupe from Germany known for their daring high-wire acts. Carl Walenda rose to fame with the Ringling Brothers. Then he was the one, and Nick, the Niagara Falls Walk and all that kind of stuff. So, because that's what you do. Tragedies and resilience. Carl died in 78.
Well, you know what none of them had?
What?
Endorsements.
No, or wings. Because they wouldn't be, well, I guess if you had wings, it wouldn't be as cool, right? If you could fly.
It's like, oh, he's fine.
Yeah, you'd almost want him to fall because I want to see your wings. You want to see your wings. All right, coming up, more stuff straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Florida Capital wants to make sure that you can get a second opinion on your portfolio, but also check out their free live webinar happening this Thursday, 5:30. That's the 29th. It's absolutely free. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes. They're going to show you what they're all about. Is AI ready to pop? Is there going to be a tech issue? Are we looking at 99 again? And what they're all about, which is so much different. The diversity they have in their portfolios, and they invest globally, and they want to show you that, look, risk management, number one, lower risk, lower costs, lower volatility, but use fundamentals to find values investing. And they're going to show you what they're all about. It's absolutely free. Not going to cost you anything. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com to sign up today. It is happening this Thursday, 5:30 our time, for friends at Bulwark Capital. Go to Know Your Risk Podcast, KNOW, Your Risk Podcast, to sign up for the New Year Reset from my friends at Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk, not a guarantee. Past performance not guarantee future results. Trek 2605.
And then we're going to talk about the weather, and then we talk about stuff like that, and it's all going to be coming up soon at the noon o'clock hour.
That was my Ken. I wanted to separate Ken and I, so you guys wouldn't think there was somebody else. Bell, why is somebody mad at us over what?
There's always somebody mad at us. I have no idea what he's mad about. He just likes to throw insults and
sissy boy.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. But this one is my favorite. Yeah, the only one who thinks you stupid, you think.
Maybe English isn't their first language.
Maybe it is not. Maybe it is not. We're going to get no respect, and I love what you said. I didn't need your respect. It has no value. Oh, my Lord. What was it? Were we laughing at people's deaths? No. No, I wasn't. That's not happening. I don't remember that. I don't remember laughing at people's deaths.
I mean, if you pay me enough, I will, but,
Yeah. I was curious, though, about if you had to announce somebody going down, I think that's got to be a tough thing. Somebody said, do you think Netflix would have covered? I would hope they cut away.
I don't necessarily think they cut away, but I doubt.
They doubt they
it
show
was live.
Yeah, I don't think they showed
it was live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to show it.
Yeah, they're not going to show it. They might just keep it there. But you are a sissy boy. I cheer when blank like you hit the dirt. Why am I punching the dirt?
That's what I was wondering.
That's a silly thing. That was not fair to Ken. That was not a Ken thing. I was doing a person that was doing the tease for Ken so you could separate Ken, the star, from that news person. Settle down.
I take it I missed the tease.
Yeah, that's okay. I took care of it. I did. I was like, coming up, all kinds of stuff.
Sounds like Mickey Mouse with a sore throat doing the news tease.
With a long beard.
That's right. Coming up, Ken will have the news. I promise you that. We'll have a lot more stuff, including somebody mad at us again for what? I don't even know.
It's okay. They probably don't know either.
They don't. I don't know what you guys are taking, but settle down there, kitten. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. Chad Benson here. Super Joe. And that's it.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. A little bit of improvement in the power outage situation. Nashville Electric Services says that it has reduced the number of outages to 168,000. We still have 8,000 plus in Middle Tennessee Electric, and Cumberland Electric still reporting 19,000 customers out of power. And traffic, well, we still have 65 northbound shut down between Harding Place and I-440, where that truck took out that overhead TDOT sign. Percy Warner Park, Old Hickory Boulevard between Highway 100 and Vaughn Road still blocked due to storm damage. Robertson County, crashes still off the road there, 24 eastbound near the McMahon Hollow Road overpass. And in South Nashville, we have a stalled vehicle. That is the off-ramp left lane from 440 eastbound to go eastbound on 24. Nashville leaders are urging residents to seek warmth as power outages linger. Mayor Freddie O'Connell says emergency shelters are operating around the clock, especially for people experiencing homelessness. The Nashville Rescue Mission providing overnight accommodations while fire stations and police precincts are open as warming centers. Anyone needing transportation can call Mobility Solutions. That number is 615-844-3399. Republicans on Capitol Hill are increasingly focused on Saturday's shooting in Minneapolis. More than 20 GOP members of Congress now calling for an investigation. Some want hearings held in Washington. House Homeland Security Chairman Andrew Garabino of New York says leaders of ICE and Customs and Border Protection are expected to appear before his committee. Congress last year approved tens of billions of dollars in funding to significantly expand both agencies. And President Trump announcing today that he is sending border czar Tom Hooman to Minnesota. Hooman will manage ICE operations on the ground amid protests and legal challenges to federal enforcement efforts. 2 U.S. citizens have now been killed in encounters with federal agents in Minneapolis this month. The White House says Hooman will also assist with federal investigations into alleged fraud cases. And if you're worried about your health, here's something from the journal Cancer that finds that drinking alcohol over many years raises the risk of colorectal cancer. Researchers tracked nearly 88,000 adults and found heavier drinkers face significantly higher odds of developing the disease. Those who averaged at least 14 drinks a week had a 25% higher risk of colon cancer and nearly double the risk of rectal cancer. Doctors stress the disease is highly treatable if caught early, yet fewer than 70% of eligible adults ever get screened. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Oh, my goodness. Matt's here. He's all dressed up. He's got it all going on. He's got the glasses on. He's got gloves on. He's got all the things. Matt will be here in a little bit. He said he was driving in today because, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, it's cold outside. He was texting last night that he was going to get to do the show one way or another, even if he said he had to go out to his car, do it upside down on his phone, which I found to be interesting. Interesting indeed. So, cold. You guys recognize that? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right, let's have some fun. All right.
Now it's time for the Weather Wizard's Snowpocalypse 2026 update.
Tell us about the snow king. Yeah.
Snow and ice. Snow's everywhere on the ground, and the ice is the ice cold weather is keeping it there. All right, Ken, what do we got going on? First, let's start on the roadways, which are chaotic in some areas.
Roadways are the same. You still got 65 northbound between Harding Place and I-440 shut down for that tractor trailer jackknifed. and taking down the TDOT overhead sign. Then, excuse me, Pleasant View in Robertson County got crashes off the road 24 eastbound near the McMahon Hollow Road overpass. Those are the only crashes that my map is showing at this moment. Traffic looks to be very light, but there are still people out there driving around in this, and officials, of course, are asking everybody to stay home unless you absolutely have to get out. The big story right now is the cold and the power outages. People are going to go days without electricity, and the earliest we are expecting to get above freezing now is Thursday, and even then it's only going to be 34 degrees. And we're talking about teens in single digits at night, and you factor in any wind in that, and it is even worse. So this is still very much an emergency situation. And you've got electric crews out there working around the clock to restore power. But again, this is a historic storm. And when you've got an inch of ice on trees and power lines, and the extent of damage in Nashville alone, it's going to take these crews a while. Even though NES says we're going to be able to bring in some personnel from partner agencies from outside of the area in today to help, but it's still going to be a long process. And now I just saw the NES outage tick up again. They're at 164,000 outages, whereas just moments ago they were at 163,000. Middle Tennessee Electric, still 8,000 plus outages. Cumberland Electric, still 19,000 plus customers. Those are the three largest utilities here in Middle Tennessee. You have some others in there who are still trying to restore power for their customers as well.
You know, you were talking about what the linemen and stuff were saying is they would go repair something, get the power on, start driving away, and then they're looking in the rearview mirror, and what happens? Everything collapses, and they got to go back and do it again.
Right. Basically, what they had to do, they had to wait. I think this is true. They had to wait until the freezing rain actually stopped yesterday. I mean, it rained for it seemed like 10, 11 hours straight.
Yeah.
Just freezing rain, and then you're able to get out there and try to start restoring power, and that's where we're at today. Finally, the precipitation has stopped, but now it's just this bitter cold. I mean, it is just not going to let up this week.
No, it is not going to let up this week. And what are we looking at? Probably, what are we at? 19. We got up to 19 a little bit earlier. We're back down.
I see 19 degrees right now at Nashville International. The wind chill is 6.
Yeah, that's 6. That's 6 degrees. Not 60, but 6 degrees. We're not set up for this, You see, how do they do it in places like Boston and Regina, right? How do the Ginas do it? Well, they do it because they live in this on a yearly basis. This is what
they've got regular processes that they use when this happens.
Yeah, we're not meant for that. Some states are. When I lived down in Arizona, guess what happens? If you had the heat that Arizona gets, the roads here would buckle in 5 minutes. But we don't, we're just not set up for that, especially the cold, rainy ice, because that stuff was nasty, and you could just see it, and that's why all of our trees are bent sideways.
Yeah, and I stand corrected, boys. We are actually going to get above freezing tomorrow. They're now saying sunny with a high near 34, and as cold as that is, that could help us out tremendously.
Yeah.
Sunny and 34 tomorrow. However, the wind chill will still be as low as -6. So it's not going to be a picnic by any means. But if we can get some full-on sun and get above 32 degrees, that's going to help tremendously.
And we're not expecting any more that stuff.
Yeah. Participation. No. Precipitation.
Precipitation.
Yeah, precipitation. No, I don't. It doesn't look like we're going to get any time soon. I was looking at the radar.
The thing that we're going to have to watch is patchy freezing fog.
Ah, good.
Tomorrow night, it's going to be foggy, and that's going to freeze.
Yeah, we got nothing right now.
Yeah, nothing right now. But this freezing fog tomorrow, actually, I'm going to say, Wednesday morning, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, patchy freezing fog between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. 4 a.m., there's already people getting out on the road to get to work. That could be really, really tricky.
Yeah. So, and that's the black ice is just it's a different world because you don't know what's there, right? You're going along, all of a sudden, boom, you find it. And Bell and I were talking, he was recreating the crash he saw when he was in Atlanta. And as we say, you get on that and it starts to move you, you're just going for the ride. There's no fixing it.
Yeah, you can steer into the slide all you want to. You're still going to slide that direction until something stops you.
Somebody just texted me and goes, freezing fog? Yep. We got it all going on here.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got to get out of this deep freeze, man. Until these temperatures get above freezing, this is just what we're going to be dealing with.
Yeah.
Hey, Ken, since you're the closest thing we have to an internal weatherman, do we get to blame you for all this?
Sure. I'm safely tucked away in my breakfast nook.
In the breakfast nook.
The Kentucky.
Yeah, the Kentucky. Ken's, Weaver's Waffles.
There you go.
Weaver's Waffle House.
But they don't fall down.
They do not fall down. So you have... A lot of people are saying, especially a lot of people who are drivers, because we had several people who are driving, helping the disabled get around and stuff like that, saying the roadways are good, but the homes, the areas that people are going to in neighborhoods is where the real nightmare is.
Yeah, the side streets still suck, and they were really, really bad getting when I got my Uber today. He was being extremely cautious. Then once we got on the interstate, it was. You still had to be careful, but it wasn't anywhere near as bad as the side streets.
Right. And on the interstates, you're tooling along, and then you come to your exit. Those on and off ramps are not ideal, and that's where you got to start tapping the brake.
Yeah, you got to start doing that about 5 minutes before you're going to get off. Slowing down. And even then, right? Still wouldn't matter because you may just catch it at that right time. Right. So Highway 25, Cottontown, completely blocked by 3 semis that have partially run. Have they run amok with one another? Run off the road?
Possibly.
Oh my God! So it's just it's just be careful. Smart thing is just don't. If you don't have to go anywhere, don't.
Just order DoorDash.
If you don't have to.
Yeah. Although we went Friday night before everything came, we went to Costco, and my wife had to pick up a prescription for our daughter, so we go to Costco, and I thought it would be like a zoo. Wasn't that bad? Now there were some things that were picked clean. The bread thing still fascinates me.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because the bread was about the only thing really picked clean, and then like the chicken pot pies were all gone, like in a certain area, like when you get those big chicken pot pies and stuff. And I don't know why. I mean, I do like them. But that is weird, right? The whole thing with the bread. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if there's something that we should all know about the bread.
Well, it's kind of the same as when COVID first started and you couldn't find toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's like, why was it toilet paper specifically?
It was interesting at the Kroger near my house. I stopped there Friday night. I was going to get some hamburger meat for my cowboy queso. Needed just one more thing of hamburger meat. And the beef was gone.
Really?
All the beef was gone. I mean, there were a few, roasts here and there. But interestingly enough, there was plenty of sausage and ham.
Wow.
So I don't understand that.
What did you go with this weekend because remember we were talking about chorizo and you're talking about all this stuff. What did you end up going with?
Well, I just stuck with the hamburger meat. We just made just cowboy queso with hamburger meat. Made 2 batches of it, and still got a lot of it left. So I will probably be the one eating it. My son and I will probably be the one who takes care of that.
Okay.
Well, you can bring some in if you want.
Yeah, you could probably do that. We went
Well,
with.
I'm gonna try like heck to get there tomorrow, man. I do not like working from home. I do not like it.
But Fritz probably loves it.
Well, he likes it. He doesn't like when it's time to go outside right now.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the outside, man, my dogs, they want no part of that. And then, right, so our power goes out for all these hours, finally comes back on. Our heater then this morning, the HVAC, craps out. And we don't know why.
Oh, man.
So even with power, it's cold.
So
That sucks.
wait a minute, your power was out for most of the day,
Yeah, yesterday.
and then when it came on,
It was fine until like probably midnight or 1, and then our heater died. And now it's my wife's like, it's 58.
well, it's not like it can be overuse.
No, it's not. It's probably just old and So, and then the studio, right? My studio, because I have an apartment like 3 doors down. That's the studio where I do my show from the morning and the podcast and stuff. That is concrete floor. It's really cool, but it's concrete. So you have to have the heater running. Otherwise, it is freezing in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. I'm just telling you what, crazy. If the power goes out, you want to make sandwiches. Yeah, I get that. I do.
Yep.
I get that. I get that. So, it's very, like, this whole thing has been interesting. Watch people, the way that they've reacted in this situation about the food, all of that stuff. Even my wife, she's like, oh, I didn't cook enough. And I'm like, what are you talking? We have so much food. We have so much food. But it's like, well, I didn't do, it's like, I don't know what people expect. I mean, all you have to do is get through a couple days. And yes, there's some people out there, what are they talking? It's probably going to be several days, maybe even a couple weeks before some people get their power back, which is going to suck.
Absolutely.
So,
Can you imagine not having a heater in this condition?
that's tough. That is really tough.
That's what
You can't heat water. You can't really take a shower unless you want to take an ice cold one. Your food's going to go bad in your fridge.
Yeah.
It's like one problem creates another problem.
It's that domino effect. By the way, somebody shouted out HVAC units are covered with ice and they're not getting any airflow. Remind people their HVAC units could be covered with ice. That's why they're not having power or stuff like that. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
That is, that is definitely something to check.
So check all that. It's going to be cold for a few more days and freezing cold. And because it's so cold, this ice is going to stick around. So, but we need the sun. And as I was telling the guys on the way in, because I walked and there were trees down everywhere, but as I walked by the giant apartment buildings, I had to walk in the center of the street because the sun is hitting the upper side of the apartment buildings and ice and the sickles are falling everywhere. So
Yes. You definitely got to be careful of that, man.
Yeah, be careful. All right, coming up, talk a little bit of Super Bowl. Pretty excited about that. We know who the teams are.
I saw the Patriots were in. Who's the other one?
Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was the Titans. I mean,
The Titans could not make it.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan's pretty excited then.
Yeah. Yeah, the Titans.
Oh, that's their old coach.
Yeah, their old coach made it. That's it. Their old coach did. So there's that. So bizarre. I love how people are pulling for him as a you to the Titans. Right? I mean, oh, good God. The world we live in, kids. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. All right, my good friends, Prize Picks, as we talk about, the opportunity is there, right, for Prize Picks. They've got everything. They've got great opportunities for you. It's America's #1 fantasy sports app. It is amazing. You pick teams. No, you pick players. Yes, just like fantasy. So what are you doing? You're picking more or less based on the projected stats. So whether it is Sam Darnold in the big game throwing for more than 225 yards or Steph Curry hitting more than 4.5 3-pointers in a game, that's what you're picking, more or less. Now, when you pick a lineup, and that's 2 or more players, you can play up to 6 and win up to 2,000 times your money. The first time you play your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 in lineups immediately into your account, win or lose guaranteed the first time you do that. They've got early payout even before the game's over. What? Yeah. They've got stacks, which is awesome. You can stack players, and they've got injury reboots as well. Take advantage of what's going on with Prize Picks. It is awesome. You know the players, so why not start winning with Prize Picks? Download the app today. Use my code Chad. Play that first $5 lineup and get $50 in lineups immediately in your account. Win or lose guaranteed the first time you play that first $5 lineup for Prize Picks. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem. Call 800-889-9789. All right, guys, I'm talking about Wellness Institute of Nashville. They're amazing, and you should get over there, especially if you've got any issues with your back, right, neck pain, all that stuff that can happen. Let me tell you about the wellness. Right now, 2026 is here, 47% off non-surgical decompression for the new year. And let me tell you about what they have. They've got something new. Nobody else has it. Nobody else in Tennessee is a new Hydrowave machine. Okay, this thing is incredible. So if you've got issues with your back, your neck, sciatic, slip, bulging disc, all of the things, this is going to help. All right, it stimulates your very own stem cells in your body. So what does that do? It regenerates tissue to grow new blood vessels for healing through a process called angiogenesis. It is incredible. It's brand new and it's amazing. Right now, 47% off non-surgical decompression for the new year with my friends over at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. How do you get a hold of them? Simple. Call 615-246-5009. That's 246-5009. Or check them out online at painisbad.com. Painisbad.com.
All right, we are seeing some progress on the power outage front. I'll tell you about that. Traffic-wise, we still have 65 northbound shut down between Harding Place and I-440 due to the tractor-trailer that jackknifed and brought down the overhead TDOT sign. And Republicans in Congress are getting nervous about what's going on in Minneapolis. I'll tell you about it at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
May with his hands under center, drops to his knee, and that's it. The New England Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. The Patriots win the AFC Championship, beating the Denver Broncos 10-7, and a new era of Patriots football is upon us.
Oh, Drake May, second year, going to the Super Bowl. Youngest player since Stan Marino to do it. That didn't turn out the way Dan thought.
What is he, 24?
23.
23.
Headed to the Super Bowl.
Say, he looks young.
He does. He looks very, very young. So he's on his way, and they'll be taking on the Seahawks, who that game was super exciting. I saw the last quarter in the snow, and I felt bad for Jared Stidham. I mean, let's be real. It's tough. You're coming in. You're the backup quarterback. The snow was horrific. It wasn't a pretty game. But that game in Seattle, man, it was back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And finally, Seattle got it done. And so they're going there.
Yeah, that pass in the end zone, I mean, that could have gone either way, man. But that safety stepped right in front of it.
Yeah.
Was able to knock it down.
It did. And Sam Darnold, I mean, that guy, So drafted 3rd overall, goes to where everybody goes to basically suck, the Jets, because of the Jets. That's why. It's not so much the player. Then he goes to Carolina, where he's right? You know, he and Baker both there, and they're both And then from Carolina, he backs up for a year, Brock Purdy, and he said that's when everything changed because Shanahan taught him how to prepare in a way that he'd never had. Why? Because when you go to a place in any sport, right, and this, looking here, you know, at the Titans, the organization matters. And that organization has it down, and they've put it on blast, and they've got it down big time. And then he goes to Minnesota and has a year like no other. And then he goes there in his first year with the Seahawks. He's going to the Super Bowl. That's a damn good team, too. They're the youngest team in the NFL. Did you see, Ken, I don't know if you were watching the game. So they were 1-1 during the regular season, the Rams and the Seahawks. It was one team scored 58, the other team had scored 57, and they each had like 595 yards apiece. Like, that's how tight it was. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it was one play that instead of it being the Seahawks playing, you know, at SoFi Center, it was the Rams going up there. And it makes a difference. So it's going to be fun. Bad Bunny is going to be there. Trump's favorite. He's like, I wish I could come, but it's too far to fly to see Bad Bunny.
And I own all of Green Day's albums.
He's going to wear a dress, which is, as we know, something I've been trying to bring back to fashion for many, many years. You know, it's good. You know, by the way, like that's the whole thing with Bad Bunny. We'll talk about it. It's interesting listening to people talk about the whole halftime show. Like, it's a cultural thing in a way that I don't think people realize, that people miss it. And I don't know what Bad Bunny's going to do. I mean, maybe he says something, maybe he doesn't. Green Day will definitely say something because they can't not. And why are they playing? I heard that because they're from San Francisco, from the Bay Area. That's why they're playing. So all of it will be interesting. That's in 2 weeks in San Francisco. And then football's over, period. We don't have football again, Ken, till, August?
Well, unless you like the USFL.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That thing's back. That's interesting. Forgot about that.
It's kind of interesting to watch just how... it's interesting to watch because you see the actual separation of the NFL and everybody else.
Yeah. The one place that UFL and all those things have come up with, you'll find a gem, but almost every team has a kicker that will be in the NFL the following year.
Right.
Because that's where they got Aubrey and a bunch of these other guys. They were all kicking there. And so, but the one thing that's neat about it is they try things that are really unique, where they're going to like, okay, we'll try this, we'll try that, because why not, right? Like, let's just see what it'll be like. Kind of like banana ball. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, otherwise we have no college and we have no NFL until August. Now what? Now what are we going to do? Oh, we have the World Cup coming up. What? Very excited about that, although I'm hearing people are going to boycott. Do you know how many people signed up to get on the list to try to get tickets? They're like, people are going to boycott. 500 million people signed up. If a few boycott, it'll be fine. It will be fine. All right. Coming up, we'll talk a little bit about what's going on in Minneapolis. What's the latest out of there? Also, the Bad Bunny thing makes me laugh as well. And we'll, I'm sure, have some more on what's going on in the cold advisory that we're giving you here. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories, bringing you the latest on this historic winter storm that has hit Middle Tennessee. It does look like there is some progress on the power outages, at least for Nashville Electric Service. They are reporting 164,000 outages. That's down from 230,000 outages at the height of the freezing rain that formed the ice on all those tree limbs and power lines and got us to where we are today. Middle Tennessee Electric still reporting 8,000 plus outages. Cumberland Electric still reporting 19,000 plus customers out. And all utility companies say their crews are working round the clock to restore everyone's power, but they say it's going to be days before everyone is back online. Drivers still out there tooling around, and some of them finding trouble. That's what happened to a tractor trailer that jackknifed, took down the overhead TDOT sign. That's why I-65 northbound is shut down between Harding Place and I-440 right now. Still showing crashes in Robertson County, although they are off the road. They're not in the lanes of travel. 24 eastbound near the McMahon Hollow Road overpass. Nashville continues recovering from this winter storm and trying to help people stay warm. Multiple warming shelters are open, including the rescue mission sites that offer beds, meals, and showers. Fire stations and most police precincts are also available for temporary warming, but they do not offer overnight stays. And if you want to check for warming stations where you are, you can go to tn.gov. They'll have a map, and they'll show you where those warming stations are in your community. Concerns are growing among Republicans in Congress after yesterday's shooting, or actually Saturday's shooting in Minneapolis. At least 20 GOP lawmakers are calling for an investigation, with several urging formal hearings. House Homeland Security Committee Chairman Andrew Garabino of New York says his panel plans to hear testimony from the heads of ICE and Customs and Border Protection. Those agencies received tens of billions of dollars in new funding from a GOP-led Congress last year. And Tom Hooman, White House border czar, traveling to Minnesota today. Trump says he's going to oversee the immigration enforcement operation there and report directly to him. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Geez, thanks, Melanie. Tell you on that. Hey, it's cold out. You know that. You got some issues with your HVAC, as we were just talking about with mine. It's only one call we make. Busy Bee. They got amazing things going on over there with financing, 0% financing on HVACs for 18 months, complimentary UV lights. But at a time like this, when you've got some issues, Busy Bee can come out and help you big time, okay? Including the inspection, multi-point furnace inspection, just $49 and $250 off any smart auto whole home water shutoff for peace of mind in the freezing time, which is what you may have needed, especially for some of those out there who didn't realize, oh, the pipes froze. Yikes. Let's not let that happen again. Same thing. They get 0% financing with free 50-gallon water heater with select pipes, $600 off if not applicable, and save $600 on a Halo filtration and softener combo plus Beehive membership right now. Opportunity for you to buy one and gift one to a friend. It's that simple. You buy one, you get one. Free for a friend. What? Call 615-775-7833, 615-775-7833, or busybhvac.com. Busy Bee, your comfort, our mission.
What's that? Well, I'm gonna get our cars cleared off. Yeah, it's supposed to get to 34.
All right, guys. Relief Factor. Awesome. Why don't you try it? It's amazing. I sent it to my buddy, my age, plays a lot of soccer. I just got back from a big tournament. And he's like, dude, I feel amazing. I didn't have any struggles, any pain. My muscles, normally you're playing as many games as, in your mid 50s, 3-4 games a day. I don't care how fit you are, your body's going to hurt. He's like, no, nothing with my joints and nothing with my muscles. It's awesome. So what is Relief Factor? It's natural. You can take it every single day. There's a 3-week quick start right now. It's just $19.95. It's got natural stuff. It's going to make 3 fatty acids and resveratrol, all this stuff. And what it does is it focuses on the pathways when it comes to your inflammation, right? And inflammation is the key word. So many people have inflammation, and we're finding out more and more that is a real issue, especially when it comes to your joints and your muscles. So try this 3-week quick start with our good friends at Relief Factor. Just $19.95, less than a cup of coffee a day. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF for Relief Factor. Tell them Chad sent you. What? Sports and Chad Benson Show brought to you by NCA, National Certified Alarms, no long-term contracts, license number 645. Bill, do you think that guy's listening to this to our show?
I don't think he understands English very well.
No, I don't think so. He thinks we're making fun of her. This guy keeps threatening Bell and I. He goes, make the text line good now. You legs are sawed off. No recordings, right? What is it? So you're threatening to saw off our legs?
I think maybe he's Iranian because he thinks we were joking about the Iranians being killed when we were actually being sarcastic about the difference between getting executed and being shot down in the streets.
Yeah. Semantics there. It's like semantics. Our good friend Sally, 32 hours, no power, except for 1 minute after 3 p.m. The crew had just left, didn't return. It's a little pissed. On the bright side, my mom's never been so quiet, she said.
Well, hopefully she used that 1 minute for something productive.
Oh, so that's crazy. TB said about the whole thing with Bad Bunny. Okay. You guys do, everybody's like, don't they know their audience? Yeah, they know their audience. You want to know what their audience is? Dudes go get snacks and pay no attention to the halftime show. They want the football game. A different audience comes in. Here's the other thing. Bad Bunny, Latin America's huge. Where is the NFL over the last several years? Mexico, Brazil, Argentina.
Well, he's probably one of the top 3 artists in the U.S. right now.
Yeah, in the world. I think up until...
That could be true.
Up until Taylor Swift 2 years ago, he was the number 1 streaming artist in the world. She won it back last year, and I think he won it in 2025. So it is what it is, right?
He's not some guy, just out of the wings that they decided to pull in.
Yeah.
They've got him playing this because he's going to draw eyeballs.
Yeah, he's massive. He is massive. And as you're trying to get a foothold, and soccer's the most dominant sport on the planet. Okay? There's nothing's even close to it. It's not even, the Olympics are getting ready to start, the Winter Olympics. Nothing's even close to what soccer is. Basketball, by the way, is number 2. Why? Because it's easy to play. Football wants to get a foothold in a lot of places, and South America is one of them. And so, yeah, he's a Spanish speaker. It's big. He's a big star. That's why. That's why. And it has
that game they held in Brazil, man. I mean, they packed that stadium.
No, they did.
In Brazil.
You know, you got the Maracanã that at one time held 200,000 people. They're packing these stadiums, you know, all over Mexico, the Azteca, all of these things are packed out. And look at Europe. Right? They go there and they play what? Now, remember when it was one game? Then it was maybe two. Now there is several weeks in a row where they're in Ireland, then they're in London, and then they're in London again. Then they go to Germany, and next year they're going to be playing in France. They're going to be playing, I think, in the next year or so down in Australia. They are trying to grow the brand. And Bad Bunny is going to help them do that in parts of places that speak Spanish. And it's not for us. It's not. You know, that is a different, just a different thing. That the halftime show is for all, it's almost, when you look at the numbers, it's almost a different audience that comes in to watch the halftime show. So, you know, I know a lot of people won't be watching it. Not into dudes in dresses. Ick. It's weird that they say that, right, Ken? Because everybody says that, except for the part where they're like, well, of course, the Scottish wear the kilts. That's kind of cool. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Just as long as it's not a windy day.
As long as it's not a windy day. It didn't get dressed up for nothing. So, you know. So we'll see. I mean, look, a couple of my friends who are Spanish speaking, but my buddy Pablo, he has loved Bad Bunny for like 6 years. Like this guy's he would tell me all the time, Bad Bunny's amazing, Bad Bunny. I'm like, who the hell's Bad Bunny? And sure enough, this guy exploded. And he's seen him like 20 times in concert. It's for a different audience. And, you know, and that's fine. You don't have to watch it. I don't expect, you know, the conservatives, since they've kneeled, this, that, and the other. Football's doing fine without you. You don't have to like it. You say, that's fine. They are. The numbers have never been bigger. Ever. They're massive. They're still a religion in a bizarre way in this country. And it will continue to be so. Meanwhile, here in the United States of America, we've got some issues, obviously, with what took place in Minneapolis earlier today. Carolyn Levitt.
Is it the White House's position that Americans have the right to show up to these ICE operations and film, document, or protest the law enforcement actions?
All Americans have a First Amendment constitutional right, of course, but Americans do not have a constitutional right to impede and obstruct lawful immigration enforcement operations.
No, they don't. They don't have that. And I don't think this guy was, or those two ladies that got pepper sprayed, because it looked kind of not so much like they were doing anything at that point in time. They're just out there blowing their whistle. But then, of course, the Second Amendment came up because there were certain issues that some people, including Kash Patel, and Noam, and Bavino, the guys running, ICE, said some stuff about, well, you shouldn't show up.
Any gun owner knows that when you are carrying a weapon, when you are bearing arms, and you are confronted by law enforcement, you are raising the assumption of risk and the risk of force being used against you. And again, that's unfortunately what took place on Saturday.
But we don't know all of the things. And now there's going to be an investigation. It's coming sooner rather than later. That looks like, if am I right, Ken, they're going to be pulling out not all, but some of the agency and the big numbers out of Minneapolis?
Yeah. According to Governor Tim Walz, he said he had a discussion with President Trump. And in that discussion, he said the president is considering withdrawing some of those federal agents out of Minneapolis, but I haven't seen the details on that.
Yeah, I don't know how many, but they had a conversation. I do know this. My source in the White House said Trump was apoplectic Saturday night. Did not like this at all. Felt that because he doesn't like the look, right? Trump gets it. He wants to be strong on immigration. He doesn't want everybody to think that he's sending out a bunch of yokels led by Nome and everybody, go do whatever the hell they want as cowboys. And that is a fear because he recognizes what comes back, right? November, voting, midterms. And so that's why he's sending Tom Hooman out there that thinks the message has been lost and that she's doing a piss poor job. I agree. I don't think she's done a good job at all. At all. I don't think she's done a good job. Just like I don't think Pam Bondi's done. I think Pam Bondi's done a horrible job at all of these things. But then you had guys coming out going, well, you shouldn't bring a gun here. And they do. It's their right. It's your right as an American. Right? And somebody said
he was licensed. He was licensed to carry a gun.
He was licensed to carry a gun. And if it's an area where you're not allowed to carry a gun, then you don't carry a gun. That wasn't the place. Right? Somebody asked me earlier about the January 6th. Well, let me tell you something. On January 6th, D.C. is a gun-free zone. Take it up with D.C. Right? There's an issue that they have. It's a gun-free zone. It's no open carries, no concealed carry. It's a gun-free zone. That's a D.C. thing. So you're bringing something, you're breaking the law in that case. But this guy was licensed. He had a concealed carry. What was being said and what was being talked about, that's what everybody has to. They're going to have an investigation. Trump says he wants to let them investigate. He's going to pull them out, let them do so. I wish there would be an independent investigator, free of the feds and free of the local. Bring somebody in from the outside and let them investigate this. Look at all of the video, talk to the people without any bias of, I hate Trump or we're going to do anything to protect our people. Let that happen and go from there. We'll see if that happens. I doubt it. Coming up, Matt's here. Matt drove in. Matt was determined to do the show today.
Matt drives a tank.
He drives a tank. And Matt got here. And Matt was he looked like he had the full outfit on.
He did sort of, it's a lifeguard's jacket.
Yeah,
but
just in case he sinks.
It looks like a cop's jacket.
It does. He had he had like aviators on and a hat. You know what he looked like? Have you ever had AAA come out, like, because you needed to jump or something, and they've got that full, like, jumpsuit on? It totally looked like that. But Matt's here. He's ready to roll. So
it's hard to keep him from coming in, man. He's willing to brave almost anything.
That's right. He was. He said if he had to take a boat, he would have gotten here, and he did. And we'll talk to him straight ahead. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7. This portion of the program is brought to you by NCA, National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. He said he was going to get here. Last night, it was funny. We were all texting back and forth. You're like, even if I got to be in the truck upside down, hanging from something, I'm doing the show.
In my underpants, hanging upside down from the icy trees of Mount Pleasant. I will be here to do the show.
And you, sure enough, came in today.
Of course.
How long did it take you?
It was like an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes.
Not bad.
I don't think Matt's ever missed a show for anything other than being sick.
Other than COVID. Yeah,
and your shoulder.
COVID-19 in the shoulder. That was it. But yes, thank you, Bell. So everything was fine until I got onto Nolensville Pike in Antioch. And because, obviously the 65 being shut down prevented me from coming in that way. So I take through Brentwood. I go through Brentwood, and then I go up Nolensville Pike. And Nolensville Pike itself was fine, except people I don't understand people, man. I don't understand what you don't understand about when a red light is down, you treat that red light as what? Say it with me, kids. A four-way stop.
A four-way stop.
And people don't want to do that. And so, people go up, the two people go up to the stop, and then they wait their turn, and they go, and then the three cars behind them want to go too. Oh. It's like, no, that's not how
that's not
any of this works, and that's going to cause accidents. And then people don't understand that if you hit icy spots, you're going to slide.
No, they don't understand that because they feel like, well, as everybody else is moving, okay, I can drive as fast as I want. It's no big deal.
I watched two separate cars, and these were both little, Toyotas or whatever, clearly two-wheel drive, that they're going along fine because the snow plows or whatever, the ice plows, as it were, have plowed the travel lanes, and people are traveling in them, so the exhaust heats it up. But the center lane is still just ice. It's just a sheet of ice in the turn lane. And so these people are tooling around at 45 miles an hour, and then they slow down to turn, and then they hit that turn lane. Whoa! Back in goes, wee!
People are...
Good for you, people.
You know what? It's cluelessness. There's so much of it out there. Like you said, it's the people side of stuff that screws everything up. No doubt about that.
You know what? I've long said that the thing I don't like about humanity is the people.
That's it.
Thank you, Ken.
That's what I tell my wife all the time, right?
If it weren't for the people,
I'd love this planet.
I'd like this planet a lot.
I always tell everybody, it's like, yeah, God says I need to love my neighbor. He never said I had to like any of them.
That's true. And but my favorite thing to do for the last 36 hours, watch the squirrels in my yard.
Oh, how are they going?
Oh, they're going at it. I mean, not at it, but
is there?
Oh, they're excited. They're very happy.
Well, yeah, because they want to go brag to all the other animals. We've been collecting stuff for a long time. You got nothing.
No, several of them. They go. You watch them. They're digging through the snow, and Erica's like, "What are they doing?" I think they're checking their cash. They're making sure that their little stash is still there. A little nut stash.
Yeah. Well, they're braggadocious.
They remember. I've read this that squirrels remember for years where they have hidden nuts. Years. Huh? Fun fact for the Murphy.
Fun fact, just like crows, don't make a crow your enemy.
Well, plus with all the downed branches and stuff, there's probably a lot more for them to go out and scavenge.
I was thinking about this. We're watching the squirrels and they're running around and they look and Erica's like, oh, it's so cute. They're frolicking and they're having such fun. And the thought occurred to me, they're probably running like this so they can stay warm and live.
Probably.
But
trying to figure out where their hole is so they can get down below where it's nice and warm.
They're desperately trying to stay alive by keeping their body temperature up.
So how did you have power the whole time?
We lost power, was it yesterday morning? I guess yesterday morning we lost power for about 2 hours, thereabouts, and then it popped back on, and we've had it since then. So
it's not bad.
Very excited. And then I thought I was going to have internet, but then I'll have a long story for the start of the show about internet going down. But internet's probably going to be a minute because it's actually in my yard.
Bell's power line is on his truck.
Oh, that's true.
So he's got that going for him.
That's nice.
It is.
And what's nice is Bell said, I have no idea what damage it did to my car. Because I can't see it because of all of the tree limbs.
Yeah, so all that good times going on out there.
It reminded me when I was in college, I had a burner wife, everybody, and I was in college, and a tornado was coming, or no, I'm sorry, a hurricane was coming, and she made us switch positions of our cars because she was that kind of, no, I want my car's nicer, my car needs to be closer to the house, your car needs to be on the street, my car needs to be closer to the house. You with me so far? And tree hit her car. Bam!
That's good.
Karma.
And you know what? And I couldn't
That
help
was
myself.
karma.
Stand on the front porch. Good thing we flipped those cars.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Jeez, people are crazy. What are you talking about today? What kind of insane fun stuff?
We'll get some calls on icy conditions. We hopefully will talk with the governor. We're definitely talking to Mayor Freddie O'Connell at 3:35 this afternoon, plus NES, plus TDOT. So a lot of ice-related stuff, and obviously the Minnesota-related.
And then some more ice-related stuff, but a different kind of ice.
A different kind of ice, exactly.
There you go.
Ice all day.
Matt here, and he did not take a snow day. He showed up, kids. So listen, be nice. Chad Benson Show.